we are looking at the administrative rights, so the back end, and we are going to have a look at the SHEQ activity templates. SHEQ activity templates is a template that we use to bring your risk assessment into ELAN. So normally what our clients have is they've got an Excel spreadsheet with a risk assessment on it. We convert that risk assessment to a CSV template and we upload it in ELAN so that they can write the risk assessment in ELAN and have a live risk assessment within the system. Some clients don't have a risk assessment at all, and in that case what we do is we capture the risks and associated with the activities and the tasks in the CSV format, and again we upload it in ELAN. You don't have to do it on the CSV. You can manually type into this template as well, but just to give you an idea of what we do to make it a little bit easier for those that are working on Excel already. You download the template. You then take your information that you've got for your specific risk assessment. So you're probably going to have to split your risk assessment out, because you might have just one Excel spreadsheet with all your activities listed. In ELAN we work per activity, so each CSV will be an activity on its own. So let's say working at heights is the activity. That's what we're going to put in. This is just the explanation of what you need to do on the CSV, so you can take out that specific column. You leave the ones 1 to 18 marked just as it is. You leave row 3 as well, because that's your headings within the ELAN risk assessment. So the very first heading is workplace. Let's say our workplace is admin building. The task name is painting. The hazard associated with the painting using scaffolds, and your risk is falling, causing injuries. And then we have it's a safety problem, it's not a health problem, so we delete that. It's not an environmental risk and it's not a quality risk. Your controls, you can just delete all these controls that's listed. That's just an example of what you need to do. And then you can say controls is a permit to work. Once you've done all your risks and hazards for this specific activity that you're doing, sorry, just to come back, just from an ISO point of view, it's not an ELAN issue, but if you do a task, just in brackets say, is this a normal task, or is it a abnormal task, or maybe an emergency, whatever the situation is, and it will just help you with your ISO certification. If we then finished with our risk assessment in the CSV template, we can upload it. Please make sure you do not edit anything. You cannot increase the column sizes. You cannot use bold. You cannot use color. If you do any formatting, it's not a CSV anymore, and you will not be able to load the CSV in your SHEQ template. So let's just save it. So I'm saving this on my C drive, but I'm going back to ELAN and I'm saying, okay, so now I want to actually upload the CSV that I've created. So I say upload, and I go and select my CSV file that I've just done, and I click on upload, and there it will populate what I've typed into that CSV. This might look like double work, because it would have been quicker just to actually physically type this into the ELAN template. This is just give you an idea. If you have already a risk assessment that's maybe 300 rows in Excel, it's easy to cut and paste or convert that Excel spreadsheet to a CSV in this format and then upload it in once. So let's just give it a name. I've got working at heights already in the system, so let's say test working at heights, and we add it. Once I've added it, it will sit in Eland with all the other templates that we've already implemented or added to the system. So if we just click on test, working at heights. So this is my template that I've loaded. If you've loaded the template and you want to make changes to it, so for instance you want to add additional controls, so we say we've got permit to work, but we also have PPE that we issue. You just open the height, where it says height column, show column, you add your specific control that you want to put in place, and you save it. Should you want to add anything else to this, so I want to add additional lines, so I've got admin building that I want to add, admin, painting, let's say washing windows, and it's app, normal condition. We also use scaffold, and we're going to say the same, falling, causing injuries, and it's going to be again safety. I can put my controls in place. Save. Now once again you'll see you can have safety, health, environment and quality. You do not have to have different risk assessments for different disciplines. You can have health and safety, environment and quality in one as an integrated risk assessment, and you can filter these tabs in the front end to make sure you only look at a specific analysis when you do audits. Or you can have all of them. Let's say it's applicable to all three. It will actually list all three of them. You can also do that. If I want to add a new task or activity, once I've done this one, I just click on add, and then the process starts from scratch. If I do not want this specific activity to be listed anymore, I don't want it in Eland, I'm not using it, I click on hide activity. Once again, it does not delete the activities, because there might be users that's already used that specific activity in the risk assessment and they're not with the company anymore. But for record keeping, we don't delete it, we hide it, so that if you go back into history, you can still see what was done. And that is the SHEQ templates.